Hello, Generals. We are back with Ultimate General Civil War. We have cleaned the army up after the Battle of Shiloh, and we are preparing ourselves for the long march towards Gaines Mill. The Union campaign working up towards Gaines Mill has a number of these skirmishy small battles leading up to Gaines's Mill, and then immediately after it, Malvern Hill. The Peninsula campaign was a very interesting operation in the course of the historical Civil War. Under great pressure from Washington to be more aggressive, the great organizer George McClellan took the army on the march with the intention of landing near Richmond and then attacking the capital that way. Initially Joe Johnston and then General Lee launched a bloody series of very aggressive attacks to kick McClellan's army out of the region. And though the Union did not historically get any major victories in the campaign, they also didn't suffer any major losses, which is, I think, just as strategically vital. Every day that the Union was in this war longer than the Confederates was a day where they were going to be better off. So we're going to take a look at Capture Hill, and I'm going to jump back into the army really quick. In Capture Hill, we are asked to go over... Here, actually, let's talk about the objectives. We are asked to take a dug-in, perfect defensive position from the position of the Confederates. They're uphill, they're in covered terrain, and they're hard to get to. So ultimately, we need to get to the point where we can field 2 corps with a 20-man corps and a 10-man corps, which means we're actually not going to have to add all that many units to the army. We'll just fold one of the divisions in 2nd Corps over to 1st Corps, move it over really quick, and then we'll bring it back for Malvern Hill, because Malvern Hill, I believe, both the corps are 2 15 units corps. So we'll just shimmy around a division. In the build-up, however, we are in the build-up phase leading up to Gaines Mill. So I am committed to 100% rifle-armed troops in my fighting divisions, except for the ballast units. So ballast units are a concept that a lot of players are talking about, where essentially the math that determines the size of the opposing force is based on the average unit size in the player's army. And so with my average unit size being fairly uniform at roughly 1,000, except for a couple of my weakened units where I've grown them to the point where either I don't have any more guns, or alternatively, I can't make them any larger without sacrificing. Actually, let's see if I can't. That would be a pretty significant gain. Yeah, okay. Maybe. In for a penny, in for a pound. Let's do it. Woo! Let's keep going until I lose the perk, or I run out of money, which is even better. Okay. So I'm trying to grow the army. I'm trying to get the infantry to at least 1,000, if it's possible, between here and Gaines Mill. I want to grow to 1,200, but I don't know if it's going to work out. So this is 2nd Corps. We're going to use these battles. 1st Corps is pretty much already experienced. Everyone's got a star, but then again, so does everyone in 2nd. We're going to use these battles to close the experience gap between 1st and 2nd Corps. We're going to bleed some of these larger units down to 1,000 or just barely under 1,000. We're going to work on building up our artillery. My goal is to pick up these 20-pounders and then combine them with the ones in the armory and upgrade one of the units that currently doesn't have 20-pounders to use 20-pounders. I'm currently eyeballing 6 howitzer, because at this point in time I would only need to buy 1 additional cannon, or theoretically take a loss in the course of battle and have them at 6 unit size. Or I could just obviously take 5th counter battery, and that's a unit that's intended to go along that way anyway. For the purposes of this particular battle, I'm bringing along 2 light infantry units, and then the infantry you see here. I have got a whole bunch of generals promoted in first Corps that have since been promoted to division command in order to have better command and efficiency stats for the units underneath them. And we have 100% rifle penetration in 2nd Corps. However, I need to get more money to grow these units, and also more experience, because right now I'm still committed to the that's Harbor Ferries. Okay, I'm still committed to the not buying veterans strat. I like what that does. It did cost me here the Rock of the Shiloh. They took so many heavy casualties there. It's roughly half and half. Vets of Shiloh and fresh green recruits. Because these are supposed to be brigades, in my own personal headcanon, I just say they got a new regiment attached to them. So, without further ado, let's jump into Secure River. Deploying Second Corps, roughly 2-to-1 odds. My 7,300, they're 14 and change. We out brigade them, which means the brigades are just going to be stupid huge. And they've got almost twice as many, just about twice as many guns as we do. The guns that I'm bringing are not mega high quality, and this is mostly an attempt to gain experience rather than trade on the guns. So first, the counter battery is obviously going to be here to shoot at their guns, but the 6-pounders and the howitzers are going to move with the army. Which one's got the better canister? Okay. And then just like with the Brigadier playthrough, I'm gonna take basically a page from my own book and bring kind of this dummy force over to the left to occupy their attention. And we'll see if they fall for the bait the second time. I don't know if I'll get that lucky. And then we'll make our major push on the right, basically forming up down here and then pushing north up the map with some fighting over here. Now, hopefully I learned from the lesson of the Brigadier playthrough and I don't trip this flag earlier than I want to. We'll see. And we're off. There's a screen of skirmishers going out front. This is just good practice, or a good idea when going into the offensive. We do have these 2 ironclads who are providing fire as well, but they're so darn far away. I don't really know what it is the hell they expect they're going to do. Let's see if this gets me into trouble. Yep, it got me in trouble. Oh man, there's a big old 2,000 man unit coming at me. And look at that. Good gravy. 700 cavalry. We should just get ourselves into defensive terrain. Get ready for the inevitable. Oh, wow. Okay, they've committed 2 brigades to the attack. Great. Okay, so I'm generally considering the opening skirmish to have been completed. Um, this firefight is messy. I'm concerned about just the size of these brigades and what what kind of fighting we're going to be doing. So what I'm interested in here is that while the units are large and they're more experienced than I am, um, their response is pushed in a couple of different directions, and I think we outgun them. The dangerous part is getting my guys into the woods. Once they're in the woods, I imagine this battle kind of cleans up pretty quickly. But getting them in there, we've got at least one, if not two brigades, as well as a unit of skirmishers kind of tied up over here, which is going okay. But the fighting over here is still very much touch and go, and I've taken more losses in one of these units than I really wanted to be taking. And then there's just dumb shit like this. I can't be standing out in the open like that. However, behold the power of specialist units. I think somewhere in there we got brag, which is great. I was not expecting that to happen, but that's fantastic. This is still getting pretty messy, but I don't know. I think it's some of these skirmish units are really kicking my ass. But there are a few social ills that enough artillery won't solve. So I just saw a unit of something screaming at my cav. They had just this crazy irrational hatred of cavalry as well, it seems. So yeah, I'm pulling them back. I'm actually okay with this. I'm obviously concerned about the numbers differential, but I'm going to let 13th get off a shot and then charge them in there. There's enough debuffs associated with being charged by multiple units that I think maybe it's okay. Plus, there's the fact that there's 2 artillery units here to provide canister at close range. Yeah, that was good. Okay, so we've had our fun. It's time to back off. The thing that I don't want to do is trip that flag. Because they're going to come to me, and that's great, and I want them to keep doing that. But I also really want to punish Jenkins Cav from just existing. Because I want, if I'm being honest, I want whatever weapons he's carrying. And I want these cannons. Whoa. What are you doing, man? Concerning, to say the least. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, no, hang out there. Oh, geez. They're just going to shoot at me. They're going to outrange me the entire time. Okay, well, that'll be no fun. All right. So I'm pulling 9th back a little bit. They're a small enough unit that I'm concerned about their ability to handle a volley. I've got 13th moving up as a backstop. My hope is that 10th is able to fire off first, and then, I can spare 9th, the worst of it, but we'll see how that plays out. This is actually going fine. I'm concerned about Anderson. We have enough fire being poured into Gibson that I'm not terribly concerned about him. What I am concerned about, however, is that there's a unit of skirmishers, and that's it, kind of holding back Anderson. And then there's this, and I'm not really sure what the answer here is. Seems like this is working, though. This is an interesting patch of spot or ground. I'm surprised that there's cover there. I'm not complaining, obviously. I'm just shocked. This might go poorly. I don't know. It seems like it's actually going okay. So he was at 47 casualties before. He's now at 53 after taking a full volley from Chalmers, probably because of the cover. Here, this is going actually kind of okay as well. I'm a little bit nervous about the supply. I don't know how to fix that right now, short of capturing that. But with 3,000 men and then skirmishers, and I think there's a cannon over here as well, I'm not entirely sure when or if I'll be able to do that. The distraction force really worked very well on Brigadier General. I'm not super duper sold on it for Major General, just because I kind of don't like having disparate combat elements, and I like internal lines so that I can kind of use support or support my stuff internally. Interior lines. Goodness, that's the word I was thinking about. Sorry. Additionally, in situations like this, having a unit of the JF Brown snipers over here would be quite nice as well. Yeah. Given Pon's initial starting strength, I think that portion of the battle is actually going great. Ah, damn. I love that they're sending so many things over here. I'm just nervous about what that means for theoretically the whole unit. I just, I don't know if I can keep on throwing these guys back. It's not very efficient letting third field just pound on this guy, but it does appear to be working. I don't know. Let's see if I can't get a better idea. So if this is right, there's nothing here. And I wonder, this is a thing that might work on Brigadier, but I don't know if it would work here. On BG, what I would probably try and do is I'd probably try and take this whole force here, capture the flag, and just suck it up, the fact that I'm not going to get more kills. Occupy this space, just milk it for everything I can. With Major General, I strongly feel like discretion's the better part of valor. I am going to see if... Yeah, let's see. I don't want to shoot the flag, but I think if we can get this unit of artillery down, that would be a major gain for the Army General. It's probably Napoleon's, but that's actually okay. I like Napoleon's in certain contexts. I also don't think I can, but I really do need to get the supply wagon over there. There is just a silly, silly amount of force over here. I am not really sure how to handle that. Oh, I think I may have started to trip the flag. It was not my not my intention, but that may work out for the better. We're starting to get to the point where holding this back is going to be beyond the realm of possibility. And so we make a mad dash for superior fighting positions and then just kind of see what we can get away with. 1300, 40. Okay, yep. It's heavier than I wanted, especially here. Some of these units definitely couldn't afford it. Oof. Okay, well. Promotions, that's good. And a bunch of new colonels. What do we capture? Rescued a bunch of stuff, a bunch of weapons I don't care about. Yep, Napoleon's okay. Again, not really capturing anything I mega care about. Napoleons are particularly interesting, but not, I don't know. All right. I think we need to put a point into AO. 3, 4, 5. No, that's fine. That's the 20 we have. So I just don't have enough. Yeah, there's the 4th division. All right, we're fine then. I'm interestingly out of officers kind of a little bit. Money. Okay, thanks for watching, Generals. That was River Crossing. A little messier than I liked, but I still think the distraction force up north is doing its job. So, we'll keep on trying to refine some of this practice, but I think I'm on the right track with that particular strat. What we got here? Spotting is good. Yeah, spotting is good. Their firearms are already high. I don't need to put that in. Spotting. Spotting and stealth. Heck yeah. That's fantastic. Okay. So this is a River Crossing. We're going to take a look at, I believe the next one's Rendezvous? Or is it Seven Pines? I think it's Rendezvous and then Seven Pines. Whatever. Those are a bunch of really fun battles leading up to Gaines Mill. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks again. Fiasco, out.